Hello, folks, and welcome to the Relationship Builders Customize Your Love Life series. You are here for another video with Joy, and this is
No.
with my husband Bobby, and I'm Joy because he's more important, so I have to mention him first, apparently.
Nah.
Um, anyway, so today we're gonna
90-day fiance
fiance.
edition.
Yeah, so that's what Bobby wants to say. So anyway, we're gonna talk a little bit today about
Darcy.
90 Day Fiance couples, and we're gonna talk about
Insecure Darcy.
Darcy and Tom. Now, Darcy, as they referred to her the other day, as an OG on the show, right? She's a regular. She comes back. She can never get on 90 Day Fiance. She's always on 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days, right? Because she can never seem to land anybody who she's ultimately going to marry to be on 90 Day Fiance. Is that correct?
Yeah, Darcy is highly insecure, right? And the thing about Darcy, why she runs guys away is after the first date, she wants a proposal, right? Now, the problem with this is this. Darcy is highly insecure, right?
Attractive and everything. She's got
Oh
it going
yeah,
on. Yeah, she's got
she
it going
she
on.
she was good looking until she started pumping Botox in her face. Good looking, and her tits got extra perky too, right? And she has a nice body on her. Darcy is visually appealing, right? Was as to me. Now she's
She
just
still looks good though.
so, right?
Maybe not
Because
in her lip, but
the
yeah.
age and then the Botox is not doing her any favors, right? So she's a woman that's over the top insecure, right? And I think jealous to some extent. But the problem is this: when you're an insecure person and you're dating somebody who's grounded, it becomes off balance, right? Because sometimes it does work depending on the kind of person. If these people are kind of willing to accept, that you are a certain way, you can be the yin to the yang, right? The problem is because she's just over the top insecure, and after the first date, she wants a proposal. The guys that they're running into are not like that. These guys are grounded and these guys want to take time, they don't want to rush. So the first guy she met was Jesse. Jesse was a much younger guy, right? Grounded as hell. He looks like a model, right? Blonde hair, nice body, and everything,
Got it going
right?
on for sure.
Yeah. After the first date, she wanted this guy to propose. He wasn't doing that because Jesse wanted to take time, and obviously he's young, so he doesn't want
He's
to
got
rush in
time.
anything.
He's
Yeah.
got time too, yeah.
So he wasn't having that, and then because of that, that causes problems, and then it becomes a whole toxic shit show, right? Then after that, she moved on to Tom. I call him James Bond because he's from England.
Double O
He acts
seven.
like James Bond, very classy, very sophisticated. This guy is a younger version of James Bond, like definitely James Bond. This guy is also grounded, confident like the first guy, but much older now, more mature, right? And the same thing. Her first date, she wants a proposal. They went by a jewelry shop. The first thing she started talking about is wedding ring. He knows right off the bat what she is, because like she says, and all these guys know it's after a short period of time. This woman wear her emotions on her sleeve,
All
right?
the time.
And the problem is that if you want to send a guy running from the hills, after the first date, start talking about marriage. A guy who's insecure and weak will fall for it because who wants him anyway, or he's just that kind of guy. But a guy who's grounded, who has his head on and is straight up, he doesn't want to hear that because he wants to know you first. Because he has a certain style and a certain way that he is, and he have to see that are you going to compliment that, right? The problem is with those guys, Darcy doesn't compliment what they're going for. So as a result, all of her relationship go take a nosedive, and that's why she's an OG of the show, because no man stay around long enough, because once they know who she are, and she's like what Elvis Presley says, you are nothing but a hound dog, cry all the time. This woman cries for every god almighty thing. Like, who can put up with that shit? I mean, if you, it don't matter if you look like Beyonce, if you're a woman that cry all the time, no guy who's grounded is gonna stick around for that, because that gets annoying. It's like sitting on pins. It just sticks you in every area. And this woman, she cries over everything. Boo-hoo, look at that,
Yeah.
look at that. And it just gets tiring. And this is one of the why that Darcy can't keep a man to save her life, because she's not willing to change. And then her sister and her friend gas her up, talk some shit about you're strong. Where?
I know.
Where on Darcy is strong? Are you seriously? But we all know that's a bullshit prep talk to make she feels like she's on the right track.
Right,
And then she
right.
foolishly say, "But I am strong." And I'm like, man, this is such a load of shit. They're feeding her by by the truckload, and she's taking all that in. And
And then she
then
has to
as
finish
soon
something
as the
else.
guys say one thing, she start crying. Right? So there you have it. Now Darcy is on man number two that's passed on and gone. So I guess the next episode is going to be Darcy and guy number three.
Right. So anyway, so where we're at now is that so she had been seeing Tom. She had gone to, where was he from?
England.
England. So she went there to see Tom. She met Tom. And anyway, since she's come back, and Tom's been kind of like giving her a lot of space. And from the moment you see that a man is giving you that much space, he don't want you. Straight. Ladies, this is a lesson from the relationship builder. If you are dating somebody and they're not trying to reach out to you, they ain't trying to call you, they're not trying to remember you on your birthday or nothing like that. I mean, I understand men forget. I mean, Bobby, well, he's been pretty good at remembering. But I mean, the point is that he wasn't into her. And when he broke it off with her before, because he said, you call too much, you this too much, he broke it off with her. Then they came to the tell-all and he's there with her. And I guess they were trying a thing. But then he went back and he wasn't barely in touch with her. Why do you call him your boyfriend? How in the world can he be your boyfriend? He's your boyfriend by title only, because he is not acting in any way that a boyfriend, that I think anyway, a man should treat a woman. If my boyfriend was treating me like that, clearly he's not into me. So anyway, so Darcy's there. She waits. Tom finally gets a hold of her and he decides that he wants to meet her in New York. New York seems to be the city that everybody comes to break up with her, right? That's what Jesse, right?
Yeah.
Right. So
that's Darcy's breakup spot. So anytime she hears New York, she knows what that means. Avoid New York, man. Stay in Connecticut.
So she goes to New York to meet James Bond, as Bobby calls him. And she had seen, oh yeah, they saw some pictures of him and another woman. So she was asking him, are you dating somebody else? Blah, blah, blah. He eventually says, yes, I've been talking to this woman for 3 weeks.
I find some love buddy who love me the way I want to be loved.
3 weeks? Am I missing something? Like, people are such in a rush. Quick. I don't understand. Right? But so he says that anyway, she ends up walking. She says she ends up walking out of the place. But before that, she's like, oh, I'll pay for his drink, blah, blah, blah. And then as she's leaving, he tells her, he goes, oh, he looks like you put on some weight. No woman. That was a hit. No woman is trying to hear that.
But by that time, the conversation
had already gone
south, right?
Right. So, but then what does he say when she's walking out? Oh,
he said, "Have a nice life," and he said, "It's better without that. You're not in it."
Yeah. So he was just like,
and the producer asked him, "Are you done?"
Like, because
man, he put it out there.
He stuck it to her. Like, I didn't expect that of him.
That's a wrap.
And I didn't even think, I was like, maybe he's not cheating. Maybe this was a picture with a girl from years back. I give him the benefit of the doubt.
You know what? That. I think when he first came to meet her, right? Because he was saying he was trying to see if they could salvage anything, right?
But he's seen somebody else. What is there to salvage?
I don't know if he was trying to play her and lead her on at that moment, right? But he said that, oh, I want to go see her and see if that we can, work on it somewhat, kind of so to speak, right? But I mean, how the conversation went, it pretty much put a nail in the coffin as far as the relationship.
And Darcy came in with bad energy, but if your man is seeing another woman, you're not going to have good energy about that.
Yeah, she already saw the picture, so she came to fight.
And I understand now, understanding that, yes, he admitted that I can understand her perspective. But I mean, Darcy was already, listen, she went on a certain way and then she just went back to the hotel and cried her eyes out. So what's the point? She always do, like, right? So this is Darcy attracts really, strong men, but in the next breath, which is interesting because of how she is, that she attracts these types of men, which comes to show that there's a part of her that is appealing to these types of guys, but it just can't last because she is way too insecure. She's very clingy, right? And and guys who likes a woman who has to hold on to you for everything.
Why Darcy attract those men? Because like I said, Darcy is visually appealing, right? Mm-hmm. So because she's visually appealing, she's going to attract those guys because these guys like that woman that have that kind of, je ne sais quoi, so to speak, yeah. Yeah, right? But the problem is now behind all of that appearance, there's a weak, severely diminished person, right? And what Darcy does is she puts all her insecurities on them. So what Darcy expects is, you should love me, right? Mm-hmm. She gives them that responsibility to, you should love me, you should want me, you should make me happy. So Darcy puts all of what she should create on these guys and expect these guys to reciprocate. The problem is she goes above and beyond, and then she bring her cry baby self to the party, and then she bring you marry me now to the party. So with all those ingredients for a toxic relationship, she brings it in every relationship. Marry me now, you must love me, right? Nobody has to love you, nobody has to marry you, nobody has to make you feel whole. And this is the problem. This is what she brings to the party. She brings those things and say, here, you are it. You should do all those things for me. And when that doesn't work, what Darcy does, she cries.
Right, which doesn't get her sympathy. Angry. If anything, it runs them away more. So, for those of you guys who have been watching Darcy, I guess I'm curious. What do you think? What do you think's next for Darcy? Because I guess the thing is this: The last bit we saw was Tom talking to his sister and saying that he wanted to go back and try to clean up the mess, right? So I guess, what do you think? Do you think that Tom and Darcy are going to get back together? Do you think that Darcy will take back Tom if he tries to make amends, even though he's with someone else? I don't understand it, but I'm just wondering.
Darcy
We'll
will
leave
take
it to
back
them.
everybody.
I want to know what you guys think. Do you think that if Tom says, I'm sorry, blah, 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 Darcy will give it another go? I'm really curious about your opinion. So feel free
I
if
know
you have
what
anything
mine
to
is.
say. Well, we want to hear what they say. We'll put our 2 cents worth in another video. But we want to know, what do you guys think? Will Darcy give Tom another chance if he comes back to her asking for, to make amends? And if they can make it work, do you think Darcy will give Tom another chance?
Or
So,
the question is, will Tom give Darcy another chance? That's the point.
well,
You
that's true
need
too.
to
Well,
ask that, right?
okay. So just give us your spin based on those couple questions. Give us your spin on it. We would love to hear what you have to say. So, folks, always, we're so thankful that you're here with us. We're all in quarantine. We may as well have fun, enjoy this. Chit chat, talk about the things that we enjoy, and yeah, we'll see you again in our next video. And until then, stay safe and stay healthy, folks.
And stay quarantined. And
No
remember,
choice.
social distancing. Wash your hands. Bye.